Ooh, look at that roe, that egg sack. Here we go. Ooh. Ooh. Chau nước, An Giang, where cultures collide, Kin, Chinese, Khmer. And the food, a beautiful mess of flavors. How many noodles can one region have? Too many to count. For breakfast, start your day with some fish noodles. Lunch, Bun Tam, savory, sweet, and loaded with coconut goodness. And late night, a steaming bowl of hearty with meatballs, or Bun Ca with pork bones served in a rich, hearty broth. Ready to dig in? Let's hunt down the top 7 noodles you can't miss in Chau nước. The heat. As the first stop of the Mekong River's journey into Vietnam, Chau nước is blessed with nature's abundance. Fertile water brimming with life. The river isn't just scenery, it's survival. People live on it, fish from it, and their most iconic dish? It's born from the river itself. Bun Ca fish noodles. This dish traces its root back to the Khmer people. However, it's the nutrient-rich waters of Chau nước that gives it its unforgettable flavor. Generations later, it's become an all-day staple. Still, there's nothing quite like starting your morning with a steaming bowl of Bun Ca. Ooh, yummy. All right, foodie friends, so here we are at the noodle shop here. We're in the alley in Chau nước, in An Giang. So yeah, we're in the hood right now. We're making mooncakes. That's why I got that apron on. So if you want to check that video, right here. But anyways, back to the noodles. Whether it's at a fancy restaurant or a humble stall in a small alley, the way Bun Ca is made doesn't change. Everything is prepped in advance. So when you order a bowl, the seller simply blanches the noodles in the broth. Then it's topped with its mix of signature herbs, shredded water spinach, banana flowers, and senna flowers. And the fish, usually snakehead fish, is already in the pot. But what truly makes it stand out? The broth. Oh yeah, nice clean fishy broth. And you can taste the turmeric as well, so it gives it like that earthy note to it. So it's like a clean fishy, like a good fishy, like sweet fishy broth. But that broth is really good. Nice, super clean. I really like how there's the hint of turmeric into it. It gives it that earthy note, so it kind of reminds me a little bit of mi huang. But yeah, it's great. Cheers. The secret to this dish is nai bun, a herb that gives this dish the distinct color and flavor. It's similar to turmeric, but more subtle. That earthy flavor lingers in the broth, the noodles, and even the fish. And it stays with you, on your tongue, in your mouth, and even hours after you finish eating. This is probably the cheapest bowl of noodle I've ever had, so you saw that. This was only 15K, so that's under $1. I would say that's close to 75 cents Canadian, maybe? So it's probably like close to 55 cents American. But check that price here. Come on. Yeah. Simmer a rich curry coconut broth. Layer shredded banana flowers and herbs in the bowl. Dip the noodles in the broth and top with golden scallop fillets. You've got it. Can you guess what it is? All right, here we go at the next spot for the noodle tour, and we are at a spot for this noodle called Bun Ca, which is a Cambodian curry bun, which is a vermicelli noodle soup with fish. And here, when you're ordering this, I'm not sure if it's at all shops, but this one specifically, on the sacred menu, you can order for some fish head. Anyways, and the way you eat this, yeah, you just have this, eat the noodles, and then after you can use some of the bun mi to dip in with the curry. The meat here is quite thick, very meaty, nice big chunks of meat here. Look at all that. Actually, wait, let me get some of that broth first. Okay.
You can taste the coconut cream, but it's not thick. It's light broth, bit on the sweet side as well. All right, I'm just gonna go in. First bite. Oh yeah, the noodles are nice, not overly soggy. Fish is good, perfectly cooked, still moist, and the soup, nice coconut creamy curry flavor. Savory and sweet, just the way I like it. But let's go in with some of this bun mi here. Oh yeah, that bread just soaks up all that broth. Can't go wrong, that's so good. Finally, let's go in with this head. Here we go, that cheek meat. That's really good. I mean, a lot of people say that the cheek meat from the fish is the best, and right here, so meaty, bit fatty, soft, tender, juicy, delicious. I guess, yeah, all that with that soup here has got like a little bit of that seafoody broth to it as well, along with that coconut curry flavor.
A delicious dish at a very reasonable price. The curry noodle stall's right by the market, so if you're strolling through, make sure you grab a bowl before you head out. And since we're talking about the market, this place is a goldmine for good food. It's where ingredients come to life. Just a few steps away from Koku. It's a family-run joint with different generations serving up their own specialty. So yeah, it's like a buffet, but pay as you go. Like Cam Tam, Bun Seo, Bun Gut, Bun Thịt Noon, and Goi Gun. But today, I'm here for that red noodle.
Noodle here is called Bun Soon. Bun Soon, which is, of course, the bun noodle, which is the rice vermicelli. And, of course, we got some herbs, some peanuts, some daikon in here, some pork hock, couple pork hocks, actually lots of pork hock, and some pork balls. And this looks amazing.
But what makes this dish amazing? The broth. Rich with soybean paste and a tangy kick from the tamarind, giving it that signature red color. That's why Bun Soon made it to the list of the top 10 must-try dishes in Asian cuisine in 2013, nominated by Vietnam Record Organization. But here in this town, the usual shrimp is swapped out for pork hock. And honestly, around here, you can toss pork hock in just about any noodle dish. And I'm all for it.
All right. Interesting. It's like very sweet from the daikon, very porky, but a very light and clean broth. Taking that second bite here with this beef ball, we're going in with that sauce here. It looks like, smells like oyster plus peanut tea sauce with some chili, but let's go in and find out. Give it a big dip and mix it all up. Oh yeah, exactly what it is. Nutty, sweet, savory, spicy. It's like that oyster sauce with some nutty sauce, maybe peanut butter and sesame sauce, but goes so well together. Excellent. And of all the days we do a noodle tour, I had to wear white. But let's do it. Let's see how dirty it gets by the end of the video. All right, let's go in with that pork hock. I love pork hock. Pork hock. Don't get that second word wrong. Yeah, fatty, juicy, gelatinous, and meaty, porky, delicious. In contrast with the nuts and the herbs, it gives a little freshness and a little bit of nuttiness. Excellent.
We sell like very cheaper. We keep the price before the COVID-19 until now. We make original food, we don't mix. We make a real one, we don't mix.
Don't mix.
No,
I see.
100% meat.
That's good. Quality is all that matters.
Yeah, no meat, no shrimp.
Awesome. Sorry, what's your name again?
Yeah, Sunny.
Lawrence. Nice to meet you. Thank you so much.
So you come back tomorrow, right?
Yep, I'm back here again. Why? Well, the owner, he's so welcoming, and honestly, he introduced me to something new this time. Ban Can, but the dry version.
Never had anything like this. So looking in here, we got a mix of spring rolls. We got they call it siu mai, so steamed pork, barbecue pork. Nem nung, they say. We got some pickled daikon and carrots, chili, nuts. I see there's some pork skin as well, marinated pork skin, and some sort of coconut sauce. That's it. And you get a fish sauce here as well. Let's do this. Just do a little bit of the sauce first. Let's get that mixing going. I'm gonna try the spring roll on its own first. Let's go. Crispy, crunchy, nice porky filling, and that white sauce. You get a little bit of that creamy coconut taste to it. Yeah, this looks really interesting. First time having such noodles. There's so much going on in your mouth right now, so much texture. We got the soft, chewy noodles, the crispy crunchiness from the bean sprouts. We got a bit of fresh herbs in there as well, so that flavor. You get a little bit of spicy, you get the fish sauce, so it's a little bit savory, high umami, salty, but then you get that coconut fruitiness and a bit of sweetness. No, I always mention, I don't usually like coconut in my food, but this, it works really well. The coconut is very subtle, but that marinates and blends everything really well together here. And the noodles as well, it's almost like a spaghetti noodle. You know, thin, chewy, it's almost got a perfect al dente mouthfeel to it, so the texture and shape of the noodle, this reminds me of spaghetti. The siu mai here. I love my dim sum, I love my siu mai, but obviously this is very different from what I'm used to, in like a meatball form, steamed, marinated, and very, very tasty and flavorful. I really enjoy this. This is really bringing back some feels and taste memories. Love it. So good. But I'm gonna slowly crush this bad boy. Until then, we'll see you at the next noodle stop.
Lấy dũa.
Okay. Oh.
Lắp đồ ăn.
Okay.
Before I do, this is she's the future boss of this store here. She's the reason why we're here right now. We're just about 5 minutes outside and kind of more suburban area. But yeah, we're just sitting outside on the marketplace and we're having this noodle right here. It's a crab vermicelli noodle, so it's called Bun Ca. So very similar to a bun riêu. In here, it's just crab, pork blood, pork bone, pork hock, and yeah, lots of pork meat. See this crab cake right here? Looks huge and super meaty, so I'm gonna try with that first. First bite. Oh yeah, super meaty, crabby, bit eggy, super delicious. It's really good here. The one thing about this crab, they use field crab instead of like ocean crab or beach crab, but these crab are found in the rice fields. So this is what we're eating right here. It's super meaty, super sweet crab meat. Nice orangey broth. So that broth is very light, sweet. You can taste the sweetness from the crab, but also nice and porky, clean, clear, and just a very savory, delicious broth. Oh yeah, that's good. The noodles, this is the type of bun I prefer, the thinner ones. And yeah, it's perfectly cooked, not too soggy. Just the way I like it. All right. All right, so I'm just gonna slowly crush this bad boy, gonna dress this thing, eat this up, and just finish this meal with my team and wrap it up, and we'll see you at the next noodle shop. All right, our team is barely finishing our meal, and already they sold out.
5 bowls in and we're almost there. Just 2 more stops on this journey, but we'll have to wait till the night falls. When the sun goes down, then you'll find the next dishes in town. Bánh Ca. It's always served in a massive pot of broth, with the pork hock and offal chopped up and added right into your bowl. This is my first time trying this version, so...
First, with the soup. Okay, so it's different from most Bánh Ca because usually it's like a thicker soup when it comes with the seafood or the crab, but here, it's a nice, clean, clear broth. So savory, so flavorful.
There are plenty of Bánh Ca in An Giang. You've got Bánh Ca Vietnam with thin noodles, Bánh Ca with rice noodles, and this with tapioca noodles.
But let's go in with the nudes. Let's do this. All right. Oh yeah, that's good. The noodles are so soft, not too chewy. They break right up in your mouth. They cut right through with your teeth. They're super soft, so delicate, but it's very delicious.
And the common thread? They use the natural sweetness from the broth, and the noodles are smaller, not the thick one that you might be expecting. At 30,000 Vietnamese dong, this is the kind of evening meals the locals love.
So, let's move on to the next noodle shop. Probably one of the better beef balls I've ever had in my life, but excellent. Yeah. And here we are at our final noodle stop, at our noodle tour here in Chau in An Giang, and we are at a Hutu spot here. So this place goes back with a lot of history. This is a few generations deep. And the family here is one of the many Chinese families that's been here for many generations. This is the original family that started this Hutu with the beef balls, and now it's all over town. It's super popular, and it's known for this type of noodle in this town, but this was the OG spot. So let's go in and dive right in. Before we start, so here we got the beef balls. It's just the regular Hutu noodles. Soups, we got some crispy pork skin on top, and because I'm extra, I decided to get an extra bowl of beef balls here, but this beef ball was a little different because they got two kinds. So we got one crunchy, well, they call it crunchy because it looks to me like it's more coarse, and they have one more, this other one that seems to be more like smooth. So I can even just tell just by looking at it. One, it's like the meat in there is more smooth, whereas this one here, you can see the chunks of the coarse peppercorn, the coarse meat, you know, and that's gonna give it that chunky or that crunchy texture to it. I'm just gonna start with this one here, the smooth one. That's good. Nice, beefy, really hot too though, but yeah, the flavor's there. Savory, a little bit of sweetness to it, delicious, but the main beef balls here are the coarse one. I'm gonna go with this one here. Already the texture is so different. You can taste the smoothness of the processed meat that's been grounded up. You can taste chunks of fat, some tendon, some different parts of the, I guess, cow or the innard that gives it like a different crunchy texture. And that peppercorn, when I bit into it, just pop, give it a little bit of spice to it in my mouth. All that flavor and all that texture is just exploding in my mouth right now. That's really good. Ooh, that's a nice Hutu broth. Nice, porky, clean, savory, lots of umami, probably a bit of MSG in there, but this is actually really good. Wow, that's really good.
So today, all 7 bowls was only 205 VND. That's barely $8. Whoa, I can't believe the price.
So that wraps things up here in Chau An Giang for our noodle tour, and that's about it. So yeah, check out our next video because we're still eating in this town. Lots more food to go, so we'll see you there.